Naupactus is today a town and a former municipality in Aetolia-Acarnania, West Greece. Its predecessor in the classical period is known in English as Naupactus. Naupactus is situated on a bay on the north coast of the Gulf of Corinth, 3 kilometers west of the mouth of the river Mornos. The harbour is accessible only to the smallest craft. It is 9 kilometers northeast of Antirrio, 18 kilometers northeast of Patras, 35 kilometers east of Missolonghi and 45 kilometers southeast of Agrinio. The Greek National Road 48, E65 passes north of the town. It is the second largest town of Aetolia-Acarnania, after Agrinio. The 1571 Battle of Lepanto, in which the navy of the Ottoman Empire was decisively defeated by the Holy League assembled by Pope Pius V, is named for Naupactus under the Italian form of its name. Since the 2011 local government reform, it has been part of the municipality of Naupactus, of which it is the seat and a municipal unit. Name. The name Nu Alpha Upsilon Pi Alpha Capitao Omicron Sigma Naupactus means boatyard. It was later Latinized as Naupactus. In the Byzantine period, the name became Epictos, in Venetian Lepanto by reanalysis, and in Ottoman Turkish Nibati. The ancient name was revived in the 19th century. History. Antiquity. In Greek legend, Naupactus is the place where the Heraclidae built a fleet to invade the Peloponnese. In historical times it belonged to the Ozolian Locrians, but about 455 BC, in spite of a partial resettlement with Locrians of Opus, it fell to the Athenians, who peopled it with Messenian refugees and made it the chief naval station in western Greece during the Peloponnesian War. 2 major battles were fought here. In 404 it was restored to the Locrians, who subsequently lost it to the Achaeans, but recovered it. Philip II of Macedon gave Naupactus to the Aetolians, who held it till 191 BC, when after an obstinate siege it was surrendered to the Romans. It was still flourishing about 170. The Roman playwright Plautus mentions Naupactus in his comedy Miles Gloriosus as the destination of an Athenian master who was on a diplomatic mission to the city. In 551 halves, during the reign of Justinian I, the city was destroyed by an earthquake. Middle Ages. The town and its hinterland were hit by an epidemic coming from Italy in 747 and almost deserted. For the late 9th century, probably the 880s, it was capital of the Byzantine Tamer of Nicopolis. At the same time, its bishopric was elevated to a metropolis. During the 9th–10th centuries, the town was an important harbour for the Byzantine navy and a strategic point for communication with the Byzantine possessions in southern Italy. A rebellion of the local populace, which led to the death of the local strategist George, is recorded during the early reign of Constantine VIII. In 1040, the town did not take part in the uprising of Peter Delian, and although attacked by the rebel army, alone among the towns of the theme of Nicopolis, it resisted successfully. The history of the town over the next 2 centuries is obscure. During the visit of Benjamin of Tudela in 1165, there was a Jewish community of about 100 in the town. Following the dissolution of the Byzantine Empire after the Fourth Crusade, it became part of the Despotate of Epirus. Under its metropolitan, John Apocaukos, the see of Naupactus gained in importance and headed the local synod for the southern half of the Epirot domains. In 1294, the town was ceded to Philip I, Prince of Taranto, as part of the Duary of Thamar Angelina Komnena. The ruler of Thessaly, Constantine Doukas, attacked Epirus in the next year and captured Naupactus, but in 1296 handed most of his conquests back to the Angevins, and Naupactus became a major Angevin base on the Greek mainland. In 1304 a 1305, the Epirots recovered Naupactus during a war with the Angevins, but handed it back when peace was concluded in 1306. In 1361 the town was captured by the Catalans of the Duchy of Athens. In 1376–1377 it fell to the Albanians under John Buesparta. Apart from a brief occupation by the Knights Hospitaller in 1378, Naupactus remained in Albanian hands until 1407, when Paul Sparta, wedged between the expanding lands of the Count of Cephalonia Carlo Aetolia and the Ottoman possessions, sold the town to the Republic of Venice. After 1449, the town was an isolated Venetian exclave in Ottoman territory. As the Ottomans completed the conquest of the rest of Epirus and Aetolia-Acarnania, the town was important to Venice, as it secured the trade through the Corinthian Gulf, and the Republic took care to erect strong fortifications to secure its possession. In the end, the fortress fell to the Ottomans in 1499, during the Second Ottoman-Venetian War. Ottoman rule in modern period. Under the Ottomans, Naupactus was known as Anibati and was the seat of a Turkish province, the Sanjak of Anibati. The mouth of the Gulf of Lepanto was the scene of the Great Sea Battle, in which the naval power of the Ottoman Empire was nearly completely destroyed by the united Papal, Spanish, Habsburg and Venetian forces. In 1687 it was recaptured by the Venetians, but was again restored to the Ottomans in 1699, by the Treaty of Karlowitz. It became part of independent Greece in March 1829. Naupactus suffered damage from the 2007 Greek forest fires. Ecclesiastical history. The metropolitan see of Naupactus depended on the Pope of Rome until 733, when Leo III the Isaurian annexed it to the Patriarchate of Constantinople. Under Frankish rule, there were about 20 archbishops in the 14th–15th centuries. The city remains a titular see of the Roman Catholic Church. The see was attached to the Church of Greece after the Greek War of Independence. It was suppressed in 1900, replaced by the see of Acarnania and Naupactus, whose seat is at Missolonghi. Residents. Today the population is about 19,768 people according to the 2011 census. Residential homes align with the Gulf of Corinth over a length of about 3 kilometers and a width of about 1 kilometer. The port divides the beachfront in two parts. The western part is called Sani, while the eastern part Gribovo. Naupactus sits on a shoulder of a mountain range on the north, while farmlands dominate the western part. It used to be on the GR48, E65 linking Antirrio and Amphissa. Now it is bypassed to the north at the elevation of 150 to 200 meters above sea level. The bypass has contributed significantly in lowering the number of heavy trucks passing through the narrow streets of the town. Landmarks. The port and castle provide the main attraction for the town. Shops, cafes and bars dot the immediate area, while a cafe is also located within the castle walls. The port also includes monuments commemorating the Battle of Lepanto, and there is also a statue of the Cervantes by the Mallorcan artist Joe Mir. A small water park is located just past the western portion of the beach near Sani. Naupactus is also home to a local museum, the Fethiye Mosque, the city's largest Ottoman-era mosque. Subdivisions. The municipal unit Naupactus is subdivided into the following communities: Afrosilia, Daphne, Ligias, Mamulada, Naupactus, Neocastro, Paleokaraki, Pizzanerica, Agrinio, Scala, Velvina, Vlachomandra, Vomvoco, Zeropigado. Nearest places: Antirrio, Catafigio, one of the traditional villages in Arini Naupactus. Anocora, one of the traditional villages of Arini Naupactus. Kentriki, one of the traditional villages of Agrinio-Napaktos. Aspria, one of the traditional villages of Agrinio-Napaktos. Chomari, one of the traditional villages of Agrinio-Napaktos. Ilaitovrisi or Ilaito, one of the traditional villages of Agrinio-Napaktos with famous natural spring water. Skala, village found in the hills minutes from the town center, overlooks the town itself. Scaloma, beaches. Kiliadu, part of the strip of beachside villages outside of Naupactus. Sandy Beach makes it a popular destination for residents of Naupactus and tourists. Klepa, one of the villages in Agrinio-Napaktos. Platanos, historical population. Media, television. Lepanto TV. Notable people. Agelaus, politician. John Naupactos, Metropolitan of Naupactus from 1200 to 1232. Georgios Athanasiades Novas, lawyer, politician and former Prime Minister of Greece. Hierotheos, Metropolitan of Naupactus and Ias Flasios. Gallery. Twin cities. Marino, Lazio, Italy. Pontevedra, Spain. Sports teams. Napactia Kos Asteros F.C.